In this video, Brendan shares the story of a stealth camping trip that began with serene beauty and ended with unsettling quiet. For his adventure, Brendan chose the picturesque shores of Lake Vyrnwy in Wales, a location known for its breathtaking landscapes. He arrived in his micro camper van, determined to find a secluded spot for a night of peaceful solitude by the water. However, the area was dotted with signs explicitly forbidding overnight parking, presenting his first challenge. Undeterred, Brendan scouted the area, even hiking to a nearby waterfall, before settling into a quiet spot to cook his dinner. The tranquility was soon broken by a swarm of flies, forcing him to relocate after his meal to escape the pests. He found a more secluded location, perfect for a quiet night's sleep. As darkness fell and the lake grew still, the real adventure was about to begin. At around 3 a.m., the silence was shattered by piercing headlights approaching his van.
I can see headlights. Who the was that? They just drove off. Didn't shout anything. Didn't ask if anyone's in here. Gave a couple knocks, shone the light in, and drove off.
A van pulled up, its headlights fixed directly on Brendan's vehicle, and remained there for an unnerving 15 minutes. Frozen in place, Brendan didn't dare move, his mind racing through the possibilities. Was this a ranger, a local, or someone with more sinister intentions? The silence was absolute, broken only by the hum of the other vehicle's engine. Then, as suddenly as it appeared, the van drove off without a single word exchanged, leaving Brendan alone again in the darkness. The experience left him deeply shaken. He couldn't shake the unnerving feeling of being watched, contemplating whether the visitors were simply curious or if they were trying to scare him away. He ultimately decided to stay put until sunrise, but the peace of Lake Vyrnwy was gone, replaced by a lingering sense of unease that lasted through the night. The video Awaken in the Night by Strange Sounds by Grizzly Gaz offers an engaging look into his inaugural trip in his new camper van. His journey begins with excitement and a touch of misadventure, having parked in the wrong field the previous night. Now relocated to a beautiful, secluded spot, he decides to explore the nearby medieval village of Heptonstall, a place steeped in history and ancient charm. As he wanders past old water pumps, a 17th century grammar school, and the gravestone of a notorious counterfeiter, the day is filled with wonder. Returning to his van, he settles in for what he hopes will be a peaceful night. The evening is calm, the van is cozy, and all seems perfect. But in the dead of night, he is abruptly awakened by a sound he can't explain.
Can't figure out what that is.
Initially disoriented, Gaz tries to place the unearthly sound, suspecting it might be an unusual bird call echoing through the quiet landscape. The noise is both mysterious and unsettling, a stark contrast to the peaceful day he had just enjoyed. The strange cry adds a layer of eerie mystery to his trip, leaving him and the audience to wonder what creature could make such a haunting sound in the dark. The next morning, as he prepares breakfast, the mystery of the nightly noise remains unsolved, a chilling reminder of how the peaceful wilderness can harbor unexplained and creepy sounds. Do you think it was just an animal, or perhaps something more unsettling lurking in the night? The traveling Taylors share how a weekend van trip to the UK's scenic Peak District quickly turned from peaceful to unsettling. The family of 3 began their trip on a misty autumn morning, camped by a reservoir. After exploring the historic town of Buxton, they found a spot for the evening in a small car park, ready to settle in for a quiet night. But their tranquil trip took a disturbing turn. First, they were confronted by a woman holding a German Shepherd aggressively by its neck, in a bizarre attempt at intimidation. After she left, the family hoped it was an isolated incident. They were wrong. Soon after, a man approached their van and began banging violently on the door.
Can I help you?
No, can I help you? Look,
Can you step back,
down
please?
here?
Can
I
you
know,
step back,
my
please?
wife said
Can you step? My child and my wife are in this van. Can
right.
you step back from my door, please?
Right, okay.
Now. No, step back out of my personal space.
Get
Step back out of my personal
listen.
space.
No, you listen, mate.
The way he spoke and
It's a proper
swore,
picnic
knocking on the
area.
door and coming right in my face.
proper picnic
You're a
area.
disgrace for coming up to my
Don't
child.
you say that.
Don't start.
No,
Don't start.
We'll get the
Don't
police.
start.
All right, mate.
The man, acting aggressively, invaded the family's personal space and hurled abuse, trying to provoke a fight right in front of their young child. The encounter was tense and frightening, completely shattering their sense of safety. Unsettled and concerned for their son, they made the difficult decision to pack up and move their van to a different location, unwilling to spend the night in such a hostile environment. The incident served as a harsh reminder that while van life offers freedom and beautiful scenery, it also comes with the risk of unpredictable and sometimes dangerous encounters with strangers. In his only video uploaded to YouTube, a creator named Noah recounts an intense and unnerving experience during what was supposed to be a peaceful night of truck camping. While driving through a remote forest in Sun River, Oregon, he decided to pull over on a deserted road for the night. Believing he was completely isolated, he settled into the back of his truck, anticipating a quiet sleep far from civilization. But late into the night, he was awakened by noises outside. At first, he dismissed them as wildlife, but the sounds soon became unmistakable. They were footsteps. Someone was deliberately circling his truck in the pitch-black woods.
He's literally touching my truck. How am I supposed to get him away? He's literally knocking. He's literally knocking on my truck. The canopy, the back door's locked. I've never been this scared before ever. I don't think he knows there's anyone in here. I'm so scared right now. So, the current time is 2:30 in the morning right now. He's still walking around my truck. I'm gonna try to see if I can flash my light to get him scared. So he runs away. There he is. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Noah's fear intensified as the person began touching the truck, their fingers dragging along the metal sides before they started knocking and tapping, trying to peer inside. Trapped and alone in the middle of nowhere, Noah was completely vulnerable. The person made several attempts to open the locked canopy, their persistence leaving Noah to wonder what their intentions were. The ordeal felt like an eternity. The next day, he inspected his truck and found the chilling evidence of the night's events. Handprints, fingerprints, and long scratches along the side of the vehicle. Clear proof that someone had been desperately trying to get in. To this day, Noah doesn't know who the person was, or what they wanted, but the experience remains the scariest he has ever had while camping. In a video titled "The Most Scared I've Been Truck Camping" from the channel Salvage to Scenic, the creator shares a harrowing experience that begins in a seemingly ordinary parking lot. At around 12:30 a.m., his quiet night is interrupted when a car pulls up, honks its horn, and circles his truck. A man gets out and walks so close he brushes against the vehicle. Moments later, the narrator spots two people dressed in black hoodies, hiding under a nearby security camera with a large duffel bag at their feet.
Out the window right now at two people in all black in hoods. They're hiding under a security camera, like probably out of sight. And they've got a bag on the ground, like a big duffel or backpack or something. And I don't know if they're like doing a drug deal or if they've got tools in there, and they're 10 minutes later and they're back. I'm just trying to sleep, man. Just walking over here right now. Bro, what the
Unsure if he's witnessing a drug deal or a planned break-in, he remains frozen inside his truck, using his rear-view camera to monitor the situation. The night descends into chaos with sounds of yelling and engines revving, leaving him too terrified to sleep. He keeps watch for hours, eventually succumbing to exhaustion. This frightening encounter is a stark contrast to the rest of his trip, which involved navigating challenging mountain terrain and taking in incredible views. His journey serves as a powerful example of the extreme highs and lows of solo truck camping, where intense fear and breathtaking beauty can exist side by side. In a video from the Outdoor Gear Review, a camper named Luke documents an adventure that is less about terror and more about pure, unadulterated weirdness. His plan for the night is simple: to test out a new cot setup in his truck while stealth camping in a Walmart parking lot. After finding a quiet spot that seems safe and grabbing some Taco Bell for dinner, he settles in for the night, pleased with his comfortable new setup. He drifts off to sleep, but at 3 a.m., the quiet of the parking lot is broken by a strange and unexpected sound. A man was wandering through the empty parking lot, singing at the top of his lungs. Luke, watching from his truck, initially thought the man was singing religious hymns, but he soon realized the lyrics were mixed with profanities and nonsensical shouting directed at dumpsters. For hours, the man patrolled the lot, his bizarre serenade echoing through the night. Luke watched the strange spectacle unfold, choosing not to intervene. The encounter, while not threatening, was a surreal and memorable one. In the end, Luke concluded that the trip was a success. He slept surprisingly well, and the strange night only served as a reminder that when you camp in public spaces, you're bound to witness something weird. It's all part of the adventure,